So y'all have to say yes to that, I think now.
Yep.
Hi Amber, how are you? How you feeling?
I'm here.
You
Oh,
baby.
yeah,
Oh, hello, sweet baby.
a little sick, but he's okay.
Oh,
Good.
he's sick?
He has thrush.
Oh man, bummer. Ooh,
He's been keeping me pretty busy.
I bet he has. Oh. Well, okay, y'all, let's dive in, okay? Because this is one of the most important pieces about achieving your goal and promoting, okay? And it is mindset. And I think we probably don't talk about it enough. And it's really my favorite thing to talk about. It's my jam. So I kind of put together some pointers that I want to kind of tell you that have helped me the most in my journey to where I am now. And just really want to hear afterwards, like, we'll just see where it takes us. Okay. So my part won't take terribly long, but okay. So, you're going to hear throughout your Arbonne journey to mind your mind. Y'all have heard that, right? Mind your mind. So, the thing that I remember thinking when I first started hearing mind your mind, years and years ago, was like that it was all mental, like that I had to mentally always be talking back to my head, and that's really the scope of what I thought mind your mind meant. But eventually I learned that it had to do with way more, that it has to do with also action, action steps that we take. So it's actually a physical act to mind your mind. And so what are those things that you can do? Because you can really change your thinking, but it takes work. So, first question that I want to ask all of you, because everybody's in a different place. So, Amber and Robbie would be, you're both districts, you're going area. And Christiana, you're going region. Where would you say your head is around that right now? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first if that's okay.
Yeah.
I started at the beginning of this month. I don't know what happened. I just had like a decision. It's like everything just changed. And I envisioned myself as an area manager with a big organization and a lot of people growing their business. And so I take time every day. I think about that. I have signs up in my house. I am an area manager. My team is growing every day. And like I envision that. So I feel like this is the first time since I started that I actually have that I see it. So to me, that's what that means.
Yes, absolutely. So, hey, Levon, I want to catch you up because we just got started. You're not late. Hi, we're glad you're here. So, we're talking about mindset. Obviously, that's what this call is about. And we're talking about what mind your mind means. And so, I just kind of started out by saying, when I first started Arbonne, mind your mind. Have you heard that before? Mind your mind. So I thought that meant like just talking back to my head, or, just everything up here. And eventually I learned that it had way more facets to it, that it was physical, that I could take action, and that I didn't have to always, it wasn't necessarily how I always felt, but some of the action I take could change how I felt. So then I asked people, where is your mindset in terms of where you're going? So, like, Levon, you are a district manager, and so you would be going area. So Christiana, everybody else here as well, and Christiana is an area manager going region. Or maybe right now, maybe this month, your your good goal is to bonus your district or bonus your area. Where's your mindset around that? So Robbie was just sharing, like, she's got this vision now, she's physically put things around. So just kind of wanted to hear real quick from y'all, like, where are you? And it's okay if your head's not there. I just need to, out loud say, if you feel like it, you don't have to, just share where you are.
I'll go.
Okay.
like right now, like I feel like I'm not there. Like my mindset is not there at all. And Polly and I talked about this the other day. And it's like I've become a district manager and I was so thrilled with, but balancing motherhood is way more difficult than I thought it would be. Um, it is not, it's not like watching my siblings when I was younger. But the now more than ever, like it's hit me that I don't want to go back to work. And I do just envision myself having Arbonne be the vehicle to allow me to stay at home with him and not miss the memories and not, have someone else tell me he's sick or whatnot. Like more than ever, that's it. Arbonne's not just what I want, it's what I need. And just having written down the other day that I am an area manager, just like made me all tingly because it's not something I really have ever said out loud. It's just like, yeah, it's the next step. So for me, like I'm really trying to get back in that positive mindset and get, my ask in gear and really focus on what's important to allow me to be with what's most important.
Oh, awesome. Milan, you want to go?
Yeah. So I'm also not there, and that's why I was like, oh my gosh, I need this mindset.
Oh, so glad.
I know when I am in the right like headspace, and I just had like a really rocky last couple of months in the school year, dove into summer, and I'm just like, I want like all hands off everything is kind of where my mind space is. I've just really been enjoying my time, and I've been like staying active because I know like that is really like good for my mental health. But as far as like everything else, I've kind of just stopped doing the do. I'm still in touch with my customers that are purchasing. Like I'm still checking in on them, but I haven't been doing the ask, like you said, like getting back on the ask. Amber, I need to do that as well. I did send out some asks this month that I had like set some goals with Christiana. I said, I'm going to ask these people, and I did send those out, but I know that I just need to, I feel like my mental block is this, like I know that my why is strong enough. I want what I have set out to allow Arbonne to do for me. But where I get stuck is when I'm like, with this free time, I want to do the things that I don't want to miss out on, the things like hanging out with my son when he wants to hang out with me, which is not very often anymore, or, like spending time with my husband. He's been working summer school. So when he gets home in the evenings, and like catching up on house stuff, and just like all of the things that I don't have a lot of time for during this normal school year, I feel like, now that my mom's like letting us visit her, like going over and spending time with her. So I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of my time is going towards things that I know I can't take back, and I don't want to miss out on those things. So I feel like that's where my roadblock comes, because I know I need to do the things for, in order to like build my business, but then somebody like invites me to coffee, or like, things like that kind of get in the way. My mom will invite me over, and I'm like, yes, I'm going over. And so then I just kind of scoot things.
Yeah, you push. Yeah. And there's something I'll share in just a sec about that might help you. So, okay, good. It's really great for me to hear where you guys are. Okay, Christiana, thank you, Lavon, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So I love what we do, and I am in tons and tons of activity, but I do feel a little stuck. Like I feel like since I've gone area, which I guess was February or like March 1st, February, a few months ago, I haven't really moved. Like I haven't dipped, but I haven't really grown a whole lot. So I'm really trying to dig deep and decide like, why is that? Like, and I don't know, something I was thinking about today is that like, I honestly cringe at affirmations. Like, I have never been good about enjoying them, but I love gratitude. Like, I love my gratitude time. And so I've been thinking a lot about how I can kind of like re reword affirmations, like instead of calling them that, like think of them as manifestations or things like
Yeah.
that, just because I feel like I'm doing the do and I'm loving it, and my energy level is decreasing like as I'm getting near the end of the pregnancy, but like I feel like I'm missing something, or I just want more. Like I want to add more to it. So that's kind
Okay.
of where I am right now.
Okay. Okay. Also good. All right. Well, okay, good, good, good. This is great. This is pretty much where I kind of envision, or just different things that I've heard from different people. Okay. So, all right. God, I want to speak to everything at once, but I can't. Okay. So I'm just going to give you guys my experience and what I've actually been experiencing lately, which is probably this past year is probably the best time I've ever had in my business. And it's not because I'm exactly where I want to be. And y'all, we're always going to be, if y'all, all of you are leaders on this call, or you wouldn't have gotten on. So that's the first thing that I want you to hear. You know that saying, don't should on yourself? Have you all heard that? Don't should on yourself. So when your head starts saying, you should be doing this, you should have done that, you should have whatever, that's a very dangerous thing to listen to, because it not only gives you that shame and guilt that we don't need, but it also slows you down. So every time you hear in your head, you should be doing this, talk back. No, I've got it. I'm going to, you're in control. You don't need to live in that shame and guilt place. That will never move you forward, ever. So you just talk back, no, I got it. I'm good. I'm not going to shame myself, because, and y'all know I am in recovery, and I have a lot of people that I sponsor, and in AA it's the same thing. I tell them the exact same thing. I always think God prepared me to sponsor an Arbonne by by sponsoring an AA, because it's very similar. We do the same thing. I don't call my sponsees, I don't beg them, I don't whatever. They, if they want it, they show up on a call, right? Not like this, not all together, or they show up at a meeting like this. But I tell them the same thing. Don't shut on yourself. Don't live in yesterday. Move forward, only forward. We only have today. So let it go. So that's the first thing, is that let that guilt and shame go. Amber, mama, let it go, honey. You have a new baby. Like somebody, I think Christiana said, give yourself grace. Grace is so important. Okay. So that's the first thing, is let go of that guilt and shame right now. It doesn't matter if it, honestly, yes, okay, I get it. We all are here to make money. Of course. I mean, if somebody had said to me, there's this amazing Arbonne opportunity and blah, 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 and the products and whatever, but you're not going to make anything, we just talk about it. I'd have been like, well, that's great. I love the products. I'm out because I need money. Plain and simple. Like, we needed it back then. So, but one thing I see happen sometimes, and I have a person today who messaged me on my team and said, I just feel like, it's, she was basically shooting on herself and saying, I'm not where I need to be, and maybe I just need to quit. And I was like, oh my goodness, gosh, I mean, no, do you feel like, is there something else you're getting from Arbonne? Because here's the thing. And so this is what I want to say about this. It's the law of attraction. Y'all know about the law of attraction. So I have a friend, Alexandra Souve. She's a national vice president in Arbonne. So you can follow her. I would absolutely recommend you follow her on Instagram. And her name is spelled like Suave, Suave. It's Alexandra Souve. And I am And every Tuesday, I'm on a call with Jerry Rosenthal with VPs. I pay for it. It's my coaching. I absolutely would not miss it for the world. Let me look up Alexandra. Okay, and there's a reason I'm telling you to follow her. Okay, Alexandra, Sauve, Alexandra, DRA, Sauve. She looks like that. She's an executive national vice president or national vice president. It doesn't matter. She has, I remember meeting her on the Arbonne cruise, and I remember back then she was, I think, a regional vice president, maybe an area. I knew when I met her, this is a national vice president, because she had the most positive, like, aura. She's always smiling. She's having fun. Who wouldn't want to join her? So I knew this past year, I have to love my journey. I have to fall in love with my journey. And that's what I really want y'all to think about. I've got some to-dos, don't worry. I've got some how, but I want you mentally to think about, how can I fall in love with my journey? What do you love about what you're doing? And what do you love about, remember we had that speaker the other night that was phenomenal on our team call that talked about getting down to your why, but why? I've done that exercise with some people, and we can always set up a one-on-one, any of you, and do that. But, but why? What is it? For me, it is the big picture goal, but it's also, I'll just tell you guys, for me, what Arbonne did for me personally is it gave me a way at 45 years old, 4 years sober, to achieve something great. I mean, wow, what a gift, right? I couldn't go, but I wasn't going to. I could have gone back to school. I could have gone to medical school, law school, whatever. But I wanted to still achieve something great, and I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to achieve something and not live in that old guilt and shame. And Arbonne gave me that. That is the best gift ever. So find what it is. What is it? And start sharing about that. Like, I love what I do because not only are the products amazing, because we're not, like Robbie and I talked about this the other day, we're not just hawking product. Who wants to do that? There's no joy in that. I said right away, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to be that person. I bet all y'all said that too. So for your mindset and for your peace of mind, and so that you can let go of the guilt and shame, find your joy in what you're doing. That is the most, and you've got to be joyful and grateful. Gratitude, like you said, Christiana, gratitude and joy. The more I'm around like these other, VPs and not VPs, just people that are joyful. I mean, all of you guys have something special. And, so you don't have to, do you know that fight that you feel when you feel like there's a fight inside, when you feel like you're trying and you're trying and you're trying to get somebody answering, you're trying to whatever. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? There's a stress where you sometimes feel like, I'm stressed because I've sent out these, ask, and nobody's answering me, and nobody's saying yes to a Facebook party, and nobody's whatever. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so, okay, instead, and I'm going to give you a practical thing that some of us are already doing, but instead, is there a way that you can turn that around? And so how can we, so that we're not inside fighting about it? Like I'm inside sometimes, I still do it. Nobody's perfect, but I find myself stressing. So what can I do to stop that? Right? Because that's not what it's about, and it's not attractive. It's not attractive to me. It doesn't make me love my business when I'm feeling stressed about it. Do y'all? So, okay. So all of that to say, that's what we got to get out of. So how do we do it? I've started changing so LaVon, this might speak to you. So we started, and Christiana or me or anybody can work with you one-on-one on this, but if you're not using the Habits Journal, it's just a great method or tool. So if you've got this tool, then we've also started a method, just a system of going through your Facebook or your phone and going step one by one. Abby, Allie, Allison, like 5 reach outs new. Don't skip anybody, and we'll help you with how to reach out. I mean, I've been reaching out to people, y'all. I never reached out to them. I mean, and weird, like people I don't even know how I know them. Why am I friends with them on Facebook? But I just started like saying, hey, this is what I do with networkers. So I'm just going to learn how to network, and I'm just going to be creative, and I'm going to reach out. And it's been amazing, right, Robbie? Right, Christiana? Right? So we're going to give you a method, okay, that might help you so that, and I'll tell you what it does for you from a time standpoint, Lavon, is when you're sitting there going, but I'm going to, because that thing of, I've got to do this, and it feels so hard. So for now, when you start using that, and we'll help you. But now I'm just going to show you what today was. I went down my list, and today was Allison with 1 L, Alan, Allie, Aline, Alysso. They went in order. I did them. It took me literally, I mean, if you want to just, see, I don't know if you can see, and then my follow-ups. And so what we do is we are reaching out individually. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't have to think about this part. Who am I going to reach out to today? That's the hardest part. It's like dinner. It's so hard to think about what you're going to make. But once you figured it out, you're like, I got it. I can make that 15 minutes. And then if somebody answers you, this is Andrea's method, a check with a circle, and then you just look back to see who your checks and circles are. That's your follow-ups. Now, granted, you might have a Facebook party thrown in there, and you've got people from your Facebook party at 1 day or 2 days that you're having to do. So this is for, we don't have to go through this in depth because we've been doing that one-on-one with people. So Lavon, we can set up a one-on-one and do that. But that's something that's just a practical means to help your mindset. I've been sitting out on my front porch in the sunshine, doing my reach outs, having a good time. Like really, literally, it's been a joy. And I don't think about it. I let it go. Once it's done, I get back on Facebook and I'm like, oh, somebody answered me. I'm so excited, and I'm done. So if you can like detach from the outcome, learn to have that joy around it. Okay, all that. Okay. Now, last little piece, I want to really give y'all some things about your mindset. Okay. Some of it you already know. So, reading, of course, listening, when you're going for a big goal, and that could even be maybe this month it's your brick, maybe it's your bonus, but whatever it is, especially a big goal. So you guys, so Christiana, you are really going for region. You've got a big goal. I know you're about to have a baby. Besides that, Robbie, if you're really focused on a big goal, you really want to start immersion, from like in the morning, like maybe you have Debbie Neal podcast, because Debbie Neal has a thing called Level Up Podcast. We can send you that too. Debbie Neal will get you going. But something that even if you listen to the same podcast for 5 days, but something where it's a habit. I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to get my mind right in the morning, or while I'm doing something. Maybe that's music for you. I put music on a lot. Y'all should see me by myself. I can dance. At least I think I can. And I'm not kidding, in my office dancing to, I love Justin Timberlake, okay. And I love Bruno Mars. And so these are my people, but you might have somebody different. But I listen to my Bruno and I'm like dancing and having a good time. Put your mind in a good place before, you reach out. Okay. I know that's silly, but it's what I do. I actually send my friend Stephanie in California. We do this all the time. She's an actress and she's like really dramatic. And so I send her videos all the time dancing, and she'll send me one back, because we both love to dance. And I'll be like, hey girl, let's dance today, But so do something silly, enjoy, have fun. Because if you're not in that joyful, like really abundant mindset, joy and gratitude and all that, that's going to attract people to you. So that's really important. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, I just have 3 things. These are just practicals besides the other. And really the most important piece I wanted you to hear tonight was the let go of the shame and all that, because that is not serving you. It never will. It's a liar. Tell it if you have to. Thank you, Shane, for coming in today. Now I'm going to just shut the door on you and appreciate it, but leave me. Okay. So, listening, find something that you're going to listen to, read, whatever. Okay. Writing. Robbie talked about this already. When I was going area and region, I don't think I did it for district, but area and region, I wrote, and I told them this the other night. I had my number goal, because you do need to know your numbers. So we didn't do that tonight. We did that the other night. But I had my number goal, like whatever it was, 10,000 or 40,000. I had it on the visor of my car. I had it in my wallet. Robbie, you said you've got it everywhere now. You've got your 10,000, your goal, because it has to do, this is really not woo-woo. This is like scientific. You really just need to, because when I asked y'all, where are you in terms of your goal? It's hard for our brain sometimes to think, oh, what? I'm going to go 10, like right now for me, 160, right? So we're hitting 70, 80. We hit 130 last year, whatever. So 160, that seems like a lot, but the more I put myself in that place of national vice president or whatever, the more I'm like, yes, I'm going. I know I am. I can feel the joy for it now. I don't have to wait. I can be joyful about it now. So be joyful about being an area manager. It's coming. It's coming. Okay. There is that whole thing about quantum. Anyway, we could go like really woo-woo, but we won't. I love all that. Quantum physics, neuroplasticity. So write your goal everywhere. Put it on your mirror. I don't care if your husband laughs. Mine did too. My husband laughed. Oh, that's funny. I have my affirmations. Okay, whatever you want to call them. Christiana, gratitude, mindset. You can write, there's a goal card. Jerry Rosenthal calls it a goal card. I can send you guys that. I'll post it in the group. It's and we're almost done. This is the goal card from Jerry. I'm so happy and grateful. You can say that God has provided me, or if you are not of that belief, you can say that I have. But we say, I'm so happy and grateful that God has provided me with perfect health, unstoppable confidence, and a constant abundance of time, money, freedom, and prosperity. I easily attract the right people and circumstances that absolutely guarantee that, fill in the blank, I will be a national vice president by, I will be an area manager. So that's his goal card. And he says to say it like 5 times a day, every day, because it's training your brain. I'm so happy and grateful that so however you want to say that, but I'll post that if y'all want to use the goal card. It's the same thing. You might write yours out completely different because it feels better for you. The last piece that I'll talk about tonight, and we can do these mindset calls as often as you guys need them because I love this stuff, is neuroplasticity of the brain. So Robbie, sorry, you've heard this. There is a book. There's a guy, Shad Helmstetter, if you haven't ever read any of his books. So he's got lots of them, but he has written one about the neuroplasticity of the brain. And I think what's his other one about what to say when you talk to, is that Shad Helmstetter, what to say when you talk to yourself? I think it is. But so the neuroplasticity of the brain is science. And what it means is, are y'all familiar with that? Like how you have these neural pathways, right? But we are all familiar, but how often, just like I said about shame and guilt, how often does your mind go straight down the pathway that you want to change it? So there's that analogy of, I'm going to try to finish this up in 5 minutes, y'all. There's that analogy of, and I can stay on, I just don't want to keep y'all too long, of the girl in the buggy. She saddles up her horse every morning to go see grandma. She gets in the horse, gets in the buggy, let's go. They go down the lane, they turn left to grandma's house. Day in and day out, every single day she goes to see grandma. By the time, and I mean, like she does it every day, so it's a dirt road. And so eventually the wheels have created this rut in the road. The horse just knows where to go. She doesn't even have to think. She can think about what she's going to make for dinner that night, while the horse just takes her to grandma's house because she's created a path. All of a sudden, grandma dies. It's a sad story. And then she says, okay, well, I'm going to go have to start going to visit my friend. And her friend, she has to go down the road and turn to the right. So now every time, every day for days on end, she gets to the end and the horse wants to go left. And this is what happens in our brain. And she is dragging it over. She is pulling as hard as she can on the reins, like getting it up over the rut. Eventually, the wheels start making the ruts to the right, and the horse starts going to the right. And that's what happens in our brain. So be aware. I want you for 1 week to be very aware of what's going on in your brain, those processes. So when your brain tells you, but you haven't done anything this week. I don't care. I'm an area manager. I'm going area. I know I'm an area manager. I'm made for more, right? I'm made for more. I know I can do this. Talk back, but notice it. Even if you don't talk back yet, I want you to just pay attention this week. Where's your brain? Where are those pathways that you need to change? Because that's so important. If we don't, you know, like it really, what you think about, you bring about, y'all know that. So that's why, but it takes effort, just like the horse and the buggy. It takes effort. So first you have to be aware, okay? So that's kind of what I had for y'all tonight. I don't know if that was helpful. What questions, what can I, what else can I do? I know it's 5 minutes after, but
That was awesome. I need to hop off for a 1-pager, but that was awesome. I have
I'm glad it was helpful. And I know it's late, so you guys, thank you so much. But if you need some help one-on-one with like the other things, like Lavon, what we talked about will help you, just let us know. Reach out to whoever, me, Christian, anybody, and we'll get that going for you. And I love the little hand in the picture. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for hopping on. And let me know if you need this again. We'll just do it again. And there's more, but that's a good start. So let's just keep in touch and communicate in the groups so that we can help each other with mindset, because we all get in that negative frame. All right.
All right. Thanks, Polly.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
Polly.
Bye. I'll post the goal card. Bye. Love y'all.